Joining me tonight in New York is Jane Velez Mitchell, who's the host of HLN's Issues with Jane Velez Mitchell and author of the fine new book, you gotta go out and get it, I Want. Also in New York, Gene Casares, who's a legal correspondent for In Session. I do want to begin with your dramatic first look at Michael Jackson's film, This Is It. Now, the film's not going to hit theaters until next Wednesday, but today, Showbiz Tonight got a hold of some brand new scenes from the movie, which shows Jackson rehearsing for his London concert series just days before he died. Check out Michael performing The Way You Make Me Feel. You know, it is hard to get away from the idea when you see him move around on stage and hearing his voice and watching him perform, set against the backdrop of the fact that he died just days later. I mean, Jane, that is pretty remarkable, isn't it?
It's astounding. It is actually mind-boggling. We've heard so much about his illness, him being emaciated, him suffering from insomnia. Well, if you've got all that going on, it's very hard to do a spin and land perfectly on both feet, and you see him doing precisely that. For me, it's especially astounding because I covered his criminal trial in 2005. He was often in the hospital. When he walked into court, he had somebody on either elbow almost carrying him in and out. We've seen pictures of him in a wheelchair. So this is absolutely the polar opposite, and it just reminds me that it's always hard to tell what's fiction and what's fact when it comes to Michael Jackson. And it was always a case of smoke and mirrors, and we always wondered, is that falsetto voice really his voice? Does he talk like a regular guy when nobody's watching? You never know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, and we all know that a lot of people are going to go out to see the movie because they're curious. They want to see what kind of shape Michael was in before he died. Now, obviously, it's no surprise that filmmakers wanted to show Jackson on his game, at his strongest. So, Gene, at least based on the footage that we're seeing here, I think it's easy to suggest that Michael probably could have pulled off 50 concerts.
That's right. I think what they were saying, the 50 concerts weren't going to be one after the other. There's going to be a little bit of time span. But when I look at this, and it's going to be released next week in whole as the movie, I think about the criminal investigation. There is an investigation that's taking place right now. The death was ruled a homicide, death at the hands of another. We don't know if any charges will come, but there's a potential jury pool out there that will look at him appearingly very fit, striding up and down the stage, and rehearsals are tough.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. A lot of people through all of this have been questioning the timing of the film's release. It was put into production pretty quickly after he died. Well, Showbiz Tonight sat down today with the film's director. Kenny Ortega is that guy, and he spoke with us about how it felt putting this movie together so soon after Jackson's death. You got to watch what he says.
I thought, I'll collapse. I'll never get through it. You know, it's just too hard, too soon. But in fact, it was healing and helpful. I think in this film, it's that kind of experience. Michael is very present, very much alive, very much in the moment, and you feel that, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with the world.
Well, he says it was healing. He says it was helpful. A lot of people are saying releasing the film just 4 months after Michael's death, just plain tacky and greedy. Brooke Anderson, come on back in here. I got to get your take on this. What do you think? Bad timing, or was it just the right move?
You know, I think it's the right move, AJ, and I think it's going to bring some closure to all of his fans out there. You take a look at these clips, and you see that it really honors Michael Jackson as a talented performer. I don't think it's tacky at all. And you watch it, he still looks crisp, as Jane and Gene said. He's still hitting those moves, and it's smart business. They need to capitalize now. They don't need to wait until the interest isn't as high. I don't think that's greedy because it's not really exploiting him. It seems to be honoring him.
And the film is selling out everywhere. Jane, you think it's more about the true fans wanting to see performance, or do you think there's a lot of morbid curiosity out there?
I think it's a combination of both, AJ. There's a lot of ardent fans who want to forget all about Michael Jackson's troubles and simply enjoy and relish his music. But then there's a whole other set of people who are absolutely obsessed with all the troubles of the criminal trial where he was acquitted, the talk of drug addiction, and they have that morbid curiosity. So I basically think it's going to be a big hit because everybody's going to want to see it for different reasons.
Yeah, and of course it's in this limited run. I'm certain it will be out as a master DVD set before too long. Somebody who obviously suffered a great deal through the whole ordeal, Michael Jackson's mother, who he loved so much, Catherine. Today we're hearing for the very first time from Catherine since she lost her superstar son. Just this week, Dancing with the Stars did this amazing tribute to Michael. Catherine told Access Hollywood how much that meant to her. Watch this.
I loved it. And I thought they did a really, really wonderful, beautiful job. This is my first time at Dancing with the Stars, and I'm looking forward to coming back. I had a really nice time.
We understand that Michael was a fan of the show.
Well, you know, Michael, he loves to dance, and so he watched them because he loved to watch the dancers, and especially the stars that are dancing, because some of them can't dance a bit.
Really heartwarming seeing her smiling like that. Jean, off to you. Great to see her with a smile on her face, especially when you consider the ugly legal mess still going on over Jackson's estate.
That's right. It is full proof in court. You know, I think it's so wonderful they did the tribute. I think it's even more wonderful that she went, and I'm sure she was touched. I'm sure it was so emotional for her. But this is a very powerful woman. She is not only the legal guardian of the children, but she definitely has some control over that estate and all the issues that are coming from that.
A lot of people wondering, though, will the Jackson family go to see the movie? Access Hollywood did ask Catherine if she plans on seeing the film next week. Watch what she told them.
That's been a question they've been asking me. I don't think I can bear to look at it right now, but eventually in time I will watch it.
Yeah, not going to see it right away. Jane, quickly, you can't blame her, can you?
No, of course not. That's got to be traumatizing because there's her precious son whom she lost, and he's there in seemingly alive, full of life, but yet he is not here with us, and it is a tragic passing. He died way too young.
Jane Velez Mitchell, Gene Casares, thanks, guys. I do appreciate it.